You will know if somebody tell you. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm saying. It's not to have big chests to be attracting women, even though to attract women, amen. Glory be to God. One of the things, yeah. But that's not why. If you knew the correlation between a higher production of testosterone and financial success, you know if anybody. You won't. Some of you have been telling me that, oh, John Bidi, why is it that you still look the same way today? I mean, figure-wise, my figure 8 is still paying. Yeah, you still look the same way as you did in 2015 as you do today. It's because I know the value of this thing that people take for granted. Most Nigerians, Nigerian men, when they start making money, how do you know they're making money? When they start getting fat? No. No. My own is the opposite. The more money I make, the sexier I must look. You will be seeing it in how, you understand, right? And because I understand this thing to a chemical level. See, ask the guys here, right? Ask the guys here who work out regularly. Ask them. When I say work out, I mean pushing weights regularly. Have you not on the regular received a whole down as you're carrying thing like this and you just drop it? You just get a download of ideas. Ask them. I'm serious. I'm not trying to hype it. I don't have a gym that would profit from these things. So what this guy said. So what this guy said. He said 1 month is enough. I was able to pitch a brand building idea at work after a therapeutic session in the gym for a month. That thing is testosterone, because in men, testosterone is what gives us ambition. You just be in the gym. It's painful. It's hard. But once you just drop it and you're up, you just start receiving downloads. Such possibilities. It's chemical. All right. I believe it happens with women in the same way. But again, I haven't studied that one very deeply. But yeah, that's that. So that's that, guys. Please, we're playing a very different game. It's not about your physical looks, but those things affect the way you think. All right, it affects the way that you think, and the more you give. Now, there are some men, maybe you are over 50, and your natural testosterone may not be able to produce. That's okay. We're in 2026. We have modern medicine that can take care of that. You can get testosterone replacement therapy. You get again, it's not for young people, even though again, talk to your doctor. But if you find that maybe you're getting to 50 or you've crossed over 50, and your testosterone is not your body, go get tested. All right. If you see that, you can get testosterone replacement therapy. When they give you that thing, you have the strength of a young man. We don't talk about it because it's a cheat code, but it's legal. It's out there. Don't even take my word for it. Google it, do your research. 50 plus, 60 plus, go and do TRT. All the Fortune 500 CEOs that you look at and admire, they are not looking like that without help from TRT. I don't call any names in case I am wrong, but just Google the Fortune 500 CEOs that you think should be getting older, but don't look like they're getting older. Instead, they're looking more muscular. Google it and go and check what they're using. It's TRT. Testosterone replacement therapy. Yeah, but African man doesn't know that he's still suffering under the yoke, thinking that even women have their own. Women have their own hormonal replacements, equivalent. I think it's called ERT, estrogen replacement therapy, because estrogen in women is what makes their skin smoother, less wrinkles, more sexually attractive, more beautiful, right? But the older you get, the less estrogen that you produce, and so those benefits begin to leave. Women also have their own estrogen replacement therapy, where they can replace those hormones in your body chemically, and you would you would gain the benefits of being young again. But again, anything I'm saying, just fact check me. Ask ChatGPT. I'm not a doctor, but everything I'm saying, fact check it. But I'm telling you that, with very simple hacks, you can buy your life back. Some of you are typing the people's names in the comments. I don't know any of those names. But anyway, cool. All right. So before I went on that tirade, I was talking about how to reinvent your capabilities for the new world if you had a bad start, either by studying an unresourceful course in the university or spending years on an ill-advised career path. There's an email I was reading. It says, "Dear Mr. Albidi, my name is this, and that. About X years ago, I dropped out of the university where I was studying this, that. I take full responsibility. Lovely, I like that. I take full responsibility for how things turned out. At the time, I struggled with poor habits, lack of discipline, and personal addictions that affected my focus and academic performance. Since then, I've had to face a difficult reality. I know I have potential, but I have not been living up to it. Right now, I feel stuck, confused, and uncertain about the right direction for my life. I am 45 years old, currently without a stable income, and still living with my parents. And this weighs heavily on me. I genuinely want to change, grow, and take responsibility for my life, but I feel like I lack clarity, structure, and guidance. I'm considering going back to school, but I'm unsure if that is the best path at this stage. I also have strong interests in sales and marketing, technology and AI, communication and design, but I have not been able to turn any of these into something meaningful. Sir, I am reaching out to you because I need direction. If you were in my position, what would you focus on first? Should I return to school, or should I focus on building practical skills? What steps can I take immediately to begin rebuilding my life with discipline and purpose? I'm ready to do the work. I just need guidance on where to start and how to stay consistent. Thank you for your time and the impact you continue to make. Sincerely, XYZ. Okay, so I was greatly inspired by that email, and I just thought I would use that. I just thought I would use that to jump off of that trampoline. Okay, so here's the thing, at that age, talking about going back to school. Listen, What did agree? What is this person saying? Oh, it's a lady. It said happens to women too. I went and paid for a month subscription in a gym, had an instructor, and the first 3 weeks, the quality of ideas I had were crazy. I was on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you works. Don't think that because it's coming to you for free, that is just no. No, this is, listen, all what I teach here is years and years and years of personal practice, and I document everything that works. Like I told you, I know myself, like down to my genetics, everything I journal. I know everything that works, right? This thing works. Most people think that gym is just to look good. Yes, you will look good as a consequence. But if you knew the direct correlation between these intense weight exercises and your quality of creative ideas and money-making execution ability, bruh, nobody will tell you again. I'm telling you, this thing works. Yeah. Okay. So I need to be very honest with you about the this conversation. So it's not about going back to school. Listen, a lot of y'all know me. I talk about school. Go to school. Don't drop out of school. Yeah. I also say get a first class. All right. And some people ask me that, okay, what if I did not get a first class? Is there no way for me? I am typically reluctant to answer that question, right? Because the devil has always been a bastard, right? And the way the human mind works, if there's a way out of something, the regular human will take that way out. So I typically don't want to give you a way out because I know in my heart of hearts, I know from the bottom of my kidney, right, that having a first class degree will give you an advantage over other people. The reason you have some first class graduates who may not be doing well in life is not that the first class degree does not have value. It is largely because most students are not told the pros and cons of the academic paths that they choose. All right? These are forbidden truths in the game of life because, like I told you, this is a competitive game. And in a competitive sport where other participants of that game stand to profit from you losing at the game or you playing disadvantageously at the game, you can't trust them to tell you about the game. You've got to find the knowledge by yourself. All right? Now, most will not tell you at the beginning of school that, listen, if you come out with a first class, you have an advantage over everybody else. What most Nigerian students go into school thinking is that we'll have a degree. That's the best of their thinking. Or also that, there are no degrees for job. All right? And if there are no jobs, why go to school? That's how they deceived a lot of people. All right? Now, here's the thing. All right? All fingers are not equal. All right? Some people won the genetic lottery whereby they were born to parents who had already done the work. Whether you drop out of school or you finish with the first class, you will always be fine. Anything else you want to do in your life would be a matter of personal conviction and ambition. All right? But there are some people who can't afford failure. You can't afford failure. Some people can actually afford failure. Right? An aristocrat's child can afford to fail and it will not affect the basic quality of your lives. But there are some of you, based on the circumstances of your birth, right? Failure will kill you, literally, right? Because of that, you need to get on a life path where you can even the odds of success as much as possible. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm choosing my words very carefully, and I'm counting on you to really hear what I'm saying. Because I don't want to assume that everybody has been following night school for a long time. Some of you are watching for the first time, and also I'm choosing my words carefully so you can understand what I'm saying. There are no guarantees in life. None. So that's inferior argument of, but there are some people who got this, but they still did not get that. That's a dumb argument. Like I always say, please stop listening and taking advice from dumb people. All right? Stop taking advice from dumb people and from failures at the game. You have no business there. All right? Now, there are no guarantees at life. None. All we do through our efforts, our strategic decisions, all we do is to increase the odds. We try to improve the odds. We try to enhance the probability of success. Success is possible, all right? But what we try to do is to increase the statistical probability of success, all right? So there are multiple boxes you have to tick in the game of life. And some of you did this thing where at O level, you wrote 4 exams instead of maybe 1. You wrote WAEC, you wrote WAEC GCE, you wrote NECO, you wrote NECO GCE. Why? In 1 year, you wrote 4 exams. Some of you did that. I think I did that too. Why did you do that? Because because somewhere in your heart of hearts, even though your conscious mind has refused to admit it, somewhere deep down, you know how unstable the country you come from is. You know. You don't need me to tell you, and you're not accusing me of demarketing your country or debranding your country. Deep in your heart of hearts, you uncircumcised Philistine. You know, but you can't admit it, that your country is very unpredictable and unstable. That's why you wrote 4 exams at O level. Most of you did 4 exams. Don't lie to me. You did 4 exams. WAEC, SSE, WAEC, GCE. NECO, SSE, NECO, GCE. 4, 1 year. So that in case you don't get A for this one, if you add, you go combine. So I did that. So on some level, you know the game that we are playing. You know that it's a game of snakes and ladders, right? You know that you can't afford to fail, right? There's some of you too, maybe you wanted to really go to a particular school, and you put that school in JAM, first choice, second choice. Why? Now, I don't know if that actually has an effect, but at least I know that the intent behind such things is generally that you don't want to leave any room for stories. You want what you want. And because of that, you had to take certain specific steps. Okay, fantastic. It shows that we all know what we are doing on some level, but we are a bit too sentimental to admit that on my way to this like game of life is not equal for everybody. Or as Nigerians like to say, this life no balance, right? Okay. So what I'm saying here is that if you are not privileged, you have to get on a slimmer path that may be harder, but will increase your odds in your situation. Don't compare yourself to DJ Copy. You're not her. Throw that fantasy into the gutter. It's not your reality. Yeah? So this is why I say you must finish school. School is not for jobs. Whoever told you that lied to you. And again, I've explained why the world would routinely lie to you, because life is a Ponzi scheme. Capitalism is a Ponzi scheme. And in every Ponzi scheme, everybody cannot be successful. We need some failures. Matter of fact, in every Ponzi scheme, we need a lot of failures for a few people to be called the winners. In the game of life, we need failures. Write that down if you want to write anything down. Right? In the game of life, we need failures. Tolokwe, so good to see you. So good to see you, Tolokwe. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. All right? I've known Tolokwe for like at least 5 years. I've been seeing him on night school. At least 5 years. Good to see you. Yeah? The game of life needs failures. It's a Ponzi, not like it is a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. And in every pyramid scheme, listen, if you understand pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes, life will not shock you. You need to churn out a lot of failures to justify a few winners. This is not for you to be angry or to fight or anything. It's just for you to be like, okay, if this is what the game is, how do I win? So because of that, they can't afford to tell all of you that, hey, we just created this avenue for all of you to just go there and fail. All right. So knowing this, ab initio, from inception, right? You need to know. All right? Ab initio, you need to know, even in university, what is the economic value of this course versus this course? Most people are not told. And as a matter of fact, the Nigerian system, oh my God. Now God save me. The Nigerian system, oh, wow, man. You know that God save me, say I go private school, you know, because it just occurred to me that the system where you must have certain cutoff marks in order to be given the privilege to study a particular course ensures that the majority of you studied a course that you did not choose. So I'm not blaming you. Some of you go and study things that you're not going to use, like all this soil science and all these things, yeah? Most of it wasn't your fault. It was where your cutoff mark put you. So the system already has a system of funneling young people into certain fields of life where individually they should have no business there. So even if you want to be a civil engineer, for example, it's not you that will tell Nigeria that I want to be a civil engineer. No, Nigeria tells you what you will be. All right? When you say I want to be a civil engineer, you write down. If you don't meet the cutoff mark, they'll push you into something that you have no business in. If you remember, many years ago, I came on night school here to tell you something, right? I told you, if you love your kids, don't send them to Nigerian public universities. Don't do that. It was for this reason. I wasn't clear for certain reasons, but for this reason. You go to a Nigerian private university, it's expensive, I know, but at least you get to choose the course you want to study. You get to choose. They give you more leeway. All right? Now, why do we say graduate at least with a first class? It's because of this. Listen, the majority of you don't have parents that can sponsor you for the next logical step. The next logical step is to leave Nigeria to get an advantage. Please listen to me very carefully. Once you're done with your 4 years in school, approximately, the next logical step is to leave the third world. Hear me clearly. The next logical step is to leave the third world. Whether you return later or not will be up to you and unfolding circumstances. I'm not saying everybody should jackpot, no. But I'm saying that in this Roman Empire, it is not you that created your textbooks. Nigerians didn't create the textbooks. Maybe the Nigerian names there, but the knowledge there is Western, is European. How do you hope to become a master of Western knowledge from Nigeria? You can't. You can't. You have to go to the land of the people who created that knowledge and know what they know. Learn what they learn. That is leverage. And to show you how hypocritical your country is, when you go and come back, they will pick you over the people that stayed. Does that make sense? No, but nothing ever makes sense in this life. So me that is telling you to get the hell out of here, you're probably going to crucify me for saying that. But the same people that crucify me for telling you to get out of here and get an advantage, when you come back, they will pick you over the person that did their bidding, that stayed behind. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, or do I still look like a conspiracy theorist? Right? Because again, like I keep telling you guys, the goal is not for me to be always showing up on night school and demystifying. What I'm saying is not really a mystery like that. I'm trying to open up your mind so that in your own private endeavors, you have new eyes to see. You can demystify anything on your own time. You don't need me for that. Yeah? I want you to think about it. Just think about it. Think about it. If the person who says, get out of here, for the sake of your own personal advantage, if that person is crucified, yet the people that crucify me Let's assume you do what they say. Stay in Nigeria, grow the country. If you leave, who will beat the country? Yeah, right? Let's assume you were foolish enough to listen to them. All right? Because you want them to see you as a good person. I'm patriotic, I stay behind. Yeah? Let's assume you listen to them. And even yourself, join them to crucify me. And those that heard what I said and left, came back, those bastard hypocrites will choose the ones that returned over you that stayed. What does that tell you? When I keep on telling you that we live in a Ponzi scheme, you look at me and I'm using hard words. Are you not seeing what I'm seeing, or am I still just being a conspiracy theorist? It's a Ponzi scheme. You can't trust them to tell you what the game is. They are programmed to lie. So, anyway, I said the next logical step after your 4-year degree, I won't mention first class yet, I'm coming. The next logical step after your 4-year degree is to leave. All right? Now, you don't need a first class to be able to leave. You don't. As long as you are able to raise, your tuition and all the financial requirements of being a foreign student in another country. Yeah. All right. I'll come to the first class thing, but let me finish on this. You don't need a first class to leave. Even your 2-2 or your 2-1, you can go and do masters in a lot of cool places that will take you, but you would likely have to pay full price. If you have the money or you have a good sponsor, there's no problem with that. Now, when you are able to do that, all right, those countries, all right, again, last week I told you guys about the dynamics of relocation, right? And I explained how countries benefit from immigrants, how it improves their economies. I broke it down in economic terms, okay? So we've passed that. Now, when you go there, those countries are very happy to have you. You know why? The quality of immigrants they typically get, and please, I'm not talking down on human beings, I'm just telling you how they see immigration. The quality of immigrants they get are often, they are not the type that they want. Let me put it that way. Either the ones that came by sea, the ones that are illegal immigrants, and they're not considered very useful to the empire. So they prefer people like you that are coming there to study. So they typically give you a path to integration. All right? They typically give you options for financial aid, even as immigrants. Any of you that has gone through that process, type it in here. Put it in there. Oh, I love what Samuel is saying. So Samuel said, that's true, J.O. When I worked in the bank, they preferred university graduates over polytechnic graduates who are only contract staff. And they preferred graduates from foreign or private university over us. See, this is what they just can't allow you to know. Because like I said, it's a Ponzi scheme. We need failures to feed the system so we can justify a few successes. If I now come out and tell you people, that's why I don't even give two shits about talking to the masses. The masses are a very crazy bunch. They don't have the IQ to understand what I'm saying. They'll just bastardize it and start saying this man is unpatriotic, right? But just imagine I was so generous to say publicly to Nigerians, oh, don't go to polytechnics. Go to Nigeria, go to a proper university. The people who profit from polytechnic fees and all those things will start shouting and attacking me, saying, what do you mean? Are you now talking down the polytechnics? They know that that's not what I'm saying. But they will twist it, and the gullible masses, because they cannot think, they will get on their side. How are you talking about it? You're so elitist. My dad went to polytechnic and he had a good job. He did a very good. And I want to say, oh, but he did it. I'm telling you the secret that these bastards, they know privately and they're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. They are laughing at you. They love it that you are ignorant. They just ginger you with a few tweets and they look back and watch you. They are laughing at you. They know that if you choose a polytechnic over university, you will be at a disadvantage in this country. Yet they encourage you to go there and lie to you that is equal. They, with two korokoro eyes, they will take your school fees, they will accept those fees. They will show up, waste your time, knowing that you will be always a second-class citizen to the university graduates. Also, when I tell you, don't send your kids to a federal university. I want Ife, great Ife. They will shout, hey, Ife, knowing fully well that once the employer says Covenant University, they will choose that guy over you. Why did they not tell you before you committed your 4+ years to a losing path? If you knew all the options before you started, would you have chosen that path? No. So they had to hide it. Because we need failures. If you don't enter the public school system, where would they make money from? Well, how your vice chancellors, make money? How would they get fed? How are those lecturers? But they know that we are in a very broken system. They know. Like Chinua Achebe said, things fall apart. The center cannot hold. They know it's a broken system, but they will still lie to you. Even your vice chancellor will not send his own child to a Nigerian university. They know that there's a hierarchy. Abroad, private university, normal universities, polytechnic, whatever else exists. They know. All right. So like I was saying, because those countries, they see you as a foreign student, as a better class of immigrants. You are a more useful kind of immigrant. You're not just a, laborer type of immigrant. You are, depending on what you're coming there to study. They are thinking, they won't tell you, but a lot of these countries, their thinking is to retain you. So they typically give you incentives to stay behind. and integrate you. All right. Now, as an individual, take any options that look best on the table. All right. But for you, I'm not looking at Nigeria. I'm looking at your own individual success. If you enter there, it creates a whole new perspective for you. You'll be able to build a whole new network. Which of the episodes was it that I emphasized on how most of the success you have in life will be due to your networks? And that's some of the strongest network you can ever have is your alumni network. So if you didn't have a chance to have a strong alumni network with your first degree in Nigeria, your second degree gives you another fantastic opportunity, right? So get over there, start over, and I give you guys the playbook when you are reclaiming your chance in life again, right? You don't just go and be a regular student, be a top student, engage with your lecturers. The lecturers there are not as demon possessed as the ones here, all right? You have rapport with them. They actually love you and care about you, and you can really gist with them. They want you to succeed. They're not like the ones that are possessed that say A is for God, B is for me, and the highest you can never get to C. No, it's a very different climate. There are some things that you think are normal in Nigeria. They are not normal. Once you first cross border, you realize how demon possessed a lot of the things we think are normal here are. They are not normal. They are not. It's a satanic stronghold that is happening here. But I'll leave that for another day. All right? Now, once you do that, all right, you network properly, become indispensable, go try and become class president or whatever, be very, eligible. When they have programs, network widely, and find your trajectory there. If you eventually want to come back, you will be seen as a higher class of Nigerian by the Nigerians you left behind, by the companies you left behind. They would pay you higher than those that stayed and went through the broken system here. It's the reality. They won't tell you because they want to waste your life. But that's how it works, all right? Now, that's for the regular person who has financial support. For the person from a poor family that does not have financial support, listen, usually, or rather, not usually, back in my time, right, if you scored a very good 2-1, there was a high chance you could go and study abroad on scholarship, all right? If you scored anything from a high 2-1, some 2-2 even will give you some leeway, but not in the top universities, maybe in some places in Europe, right? But back in my day, a very good 2-1 could get you some scholarships, fully funded, all right? However, 2-1 is not so valued now because between then and now, a lot of private schools have opened. And private schools, people think that people that get first class in private schools got it easily. No, private schools just showed how demon-possessed public schools are by graduating a lot of first class graduates. That the fact that private schools have a lot more first class graduates, it just shows you that there's a satanic stronghold keeping back people in public universities from having the same results. It's not that it's easy, no. Same standard. They just refuse to victimize you. The private schools are just showing you the consequences or the positive consequences of not victimizing students, of not being like a demigod over the students, of simply just not being demon possessed. That's what the public. That's what the private school system shows you. So you see one session, you have like 10 people coming out with first class. Meanwhile, in the public school, we go hard. It doesn't mean that the one in public school works harder. It just means that the system there was more possessed. A lot of victimization going on there. It just stress you out. You see some people go through the Nigerian system. They can't get, they can't get A's. They move to abroad and they start scoring all A's. Like, is that how easy life is? All right. So the reason I said this is that back in my day, when first class was very scarce because private schools had not come onto the scene to start graduating a lot of first class graduates, right? So, 2-1 still had value. So 2-1 used to be able to get some scholarships. However, in the present time, 2-1 has lost its value because they are now graduating a lot of first class graduates, mostly from private universities. Because of that, now 2-1 may not get as many opportunities as first class, right? Because of that, all right, thank you, Peter Oni. There you go. He said this is true. Most of the top countries, US, UK, Canada, China, they are doing well in STEM and R&D. R&D means research and development. They do have funding and scholarships to attract talents across the globe for most of their research-based MSc and PhD. All right, there you go. So they do. They want to attract the best in the world. All right. So sometimes, a lot of times, they have funding. All right. They may just ask you to prove that you can take care of your personal needs, but tuition can be free, and most of your main costs can be free. Then if you get that one now, you can just see. There's nobody. Listen. It's very rare that you have a fully funded scholarship to go abroad and study, and you not find somebody in Nigeria that will help you transfer money to go. It's very rare. Because no matter how many all the crazy things we say about Nigeria has good people, all right? Nigerians love to root for the underdog, all right? There's nobody you will tell, see, I'm from a poor family, but I managed through academic excellence. I got a first class and a fully funded scholarship to study this in this university abroad. It's fully funded. The only thing I will need is money for upkeep. And I don't know, sometimes they give you accommodation, sometimes they don't give you accommodation. All I need is a stipend for my upkeep because this is study now. It's not that always practical to be getting work on the side. I need help, financial assistance to enable me to focus and pursue this thing that I got. I need money for my tickets. I need money for, a few expenses here and there. This is how much it comes to. People will help you. Nigerians will help you. I don't put myself for the matter because people will come press me die. So a white man once said, lean on me, not me say make a press me die. So I don't put myself for inside because now my email box will come full. Hey, excuse me, sir. I just say you the give scholar. Don't use that. Don't use my own jazz on top of me. I'm telling you, I'm giving the jazz to other people. No use that commit me. Don't come my DM. You know, even the ones I do in secret, if you know, let me talk, I'm outside because now, hey, once you just come out as Messiah, that day they won't press you there. Everybody come, hey, sir. I've been your follower for the last 20 years, bro. I only came out in 2015. How have you been following for 20 years? Calm down. Just calm down. Use it for other people. I'm just saying, you know, people are going to want to help you. Nigerians love to help young people because deep down we know how fucked up the system is. We know how oppressive and suppressive the system is. And when we see someone who, like, you know, when we say a rose that grows through the concrete, we want to help that person. We want to root for that person. Like we root for the underdog, right? And people are going to root for you. All right. Sometimes you need to crowdfund. Sometimes one person just like, wow, well done. Just write you a check, cover the expenses, go and do this thing. You know, I believe in you. You will succeed. It happens all the time. All right. But get it first. All right. There are people. Listen. There are people even here on night school. I know some people here on night school who use the same thing. I didn't leave me alone, I beg. Which one be 11 years? No, don't come. Right? I know some people, even here in night school, right, who used this, but nobody knows them from anywhere. Papa no get, mama no get. They have nothing. But based on academic excellence, it changed their lives. There's one guy that's come to night school. Maybe I don't think he's here right now. There's a guy, he very, very light-skinned, a little bit of an albino. I've forgotten his name, but I know his face. He used the same thing. I know somebody here who, I can't remember his name. The person is even based in Benin. They've never been to Lagos. Their first time in Lagos ever was when you just go to Lagos airports and then fly abroad for their fully funded opportunity. I know of one guy like that. One guy. He had never been to Lagos. Never been to Lagos. He suffered when even UNIBE himself. He suffered with academic excellence, fully funded. His only visit to Lagos was to go use the airports. Japa changed his life. Right? So that is why I always say, listen, first class. There's some of you who have the intellectual abilities to actually get the first class. You just don't know that it is valuable. That's why you just chill. But if you knew how valuable it was, by all means possible, get it. All right. Once you get it, you start to apply for all these opportunities. They exist. I don't know what the percentage of the uptake of that is. You know, look at this. I'm currently studying where? In China on full scholarship. Right. Maybe we should have some of these people that use opportunities and have a group call with them so that other people can learn. Right? Because all these things are not going to be the public domain. Now only those we know go know. You know? So this thing I'm just saying just come to my head now. So please, Okechukwu, please send me a DM on Instagram. Let's chat and see if you'll be willing to get on a Zoom call. And maybe I'll talk to a couple of other people too who were able to use similar routes. So we can get your experiences for the benefit of everybody else. Yeah. So you know, okay, please just send me a message. Let's talk about it. I'll just figure out a way that we can have some kind of maybe a webinar. I don't know, but you know, we get to interview you live for the people, and you know, and a number of other people too that use that. I know some of them here and there. I know some of them in China. I know some in the UK, US. You know, Zigodo says over 10 UNIBEN students I know went through that route in 2014. People are always going every year. People just don't know. Just to say, I can't my IG handle anymore. I don't know. Just check. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. But me, I block people. Whenever anybody just gives me one kind of rubbish gist on Instagram or they try to give me unsolicited correction, I just send them to the bottomless pit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why I would have blocked you. I can't remember. But send me an email. Let me figure it out and maybe unblock you. But I have to figure out what the offense was. I can't remember. Right? Salama says, I got full funding to study in Sweden. Moved from there to Canada. Awesome. Okay, so please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just in a lot of this. Yeah. If you were able to use this route personally, not that you know somebody who used it. If you use the route personally, and you know there's some beneficial information that you can share with, you know, night schoolers, please send me a DM. Let me know what how you moved. Especially if you were able to move with full funding, just on the basis of academic excellence. All right, I'm saying this because most people watching probably don't have the financial muscle to self-fund, and they can benefit from all these programs that nobody talks about, and so they don't even know it exists, right? So please just send me a DM. I would like to just have all of you together in a group, and I'm going to plan a session where I'll bring you on, and we'll just, you know, go back and forth and talk about it, okay? Thank you so much. My Instagram handle is @JonoBD, okay? So just send me a DM there, and once night school is done, I will look into my DMs, right? Thank you so much. Thank you. The Prof. Uyi said that's what I used to move to the United States from Benin after finishing UNIBEN. He's in a uni stress. Prof. Uyi is in night school plus. So good to have you here, Prof. Uyi. So good to have you here. See this one. I was seeing gist in the comments. Saying the last 10 years, there has been an alarming rate of scholarship opportunities for females in development. That's how I accessed a scholarship to Europe. These things are there, you know. So once I finished the 2-1, I got a scholarship to Belgium. And you see, there you go. There you go. So these things work. These things work. Kola Wale is sharing something. It says it's important to have papers published as well. Okay. Now, these are the technicalities that I don't know because I'm not inside the field. I only know like a generalistic view of things. I know these things exist, you know, but this, the nitty-gritty, I don't know. But I guess that is why I would like to have you guys come together. Let's, you know, have a broadcast session where we just share these things with them so that they can benefit. Okay. All right. So that's that. Nancy, you're asking about the link to Night School Plus. Just look at the bottom of the screen. It's tiny because we have other things happening. Just look at it. obidi.co/NS Plus. And yeah, that's the link, right? Parenting through mentorship. Says you're in SS2. The routes like these exist for undergrads. To the best of my knowledge, they probably do. But to the best of my knowledge, you need to have BSc first and a very high score from your BSc. Yeah, then the transition is easier. The one that goes straight from SS2 or SS3, I don't know. Usually people have to pay. I know some of my friends back when you know. Okay, wait. Oh no. Person I'm thinking about, we finished university together. It was their masters that they used. Yeah, so I don't know that you can from SS2 or 3 get a fully funded opportunity. Typically, the one I know you have to pay. Your parents have to pay. The ones that are funded, to my knowledge, are the ones where your first degree, you finished it and scored a high score. Then they open those things out. However, if I'm wrong and there's a way that undergrads can benefit, you know, please correct me. And, you know, I would love to update that. Bernie, good to see you, Bernie. Bernie says, I graduated with the first class because of JO. I've never regretted following this channel. Good to see you. So for those of you that follow my Q&As that I do every Thursday on Instagram, there's a lady who said that she wanted to drop out from school. I think it's you, Bernie, right? She said she was going to drop out from school. But around that same period, I started shouting like a madman on Facebook. I said, those of you that want to drop out. Maybe because I never put parts of my name. Maybe if I put parts of my name now, now would respect me, now would rate me for this life. But I said, the spirit is moving. Yes. The word of the Lord came to me right now that there's somebody here that wants to drop out from school. There's somebody here. Her name starts with a C, B, B or C, something like that. Yes. You're thinking of dropping out. The spirit says, don't drop out. Maybe that's when you start rating me in this your life, right? But anyway, around the same time, I started shouting like a madman on Facebook. If you drop out from school, you go suffer. Again, is it that if you drop out of school, you will suffer? But I needed to get attention. If I say, oh, please, guys, you need to take your academics more seriously. No, most of your kids were not raised on love, all right? You were not raised by gentle parenting. So if I use gentle parenting, it does not work on you, right? I had to shout, you need gym for you to sit up. So I had to use that approach. It's not my preferred approach, but I had to get your attention somehow. So I started shouting. I said, if you drop out from school, you will suffer. You will suffer. You want to suffer in this. I was shouting like a crazy person, right? And even though there was a lot of backlash in those times, a lot of people were able to see the merits of my argument. And it saved a lot of people that were thinking of dropping out at that time. And Bernie was one of those people. She said she was about to drop out from school. When I said it's not just about even finishing school, you must get a first class. At the time when I said you must get a first class, I couldn't afford, this was like in 2019 or 2018 when I was saying this thing. I couldn't afford to say why at the time. I couldn't say get a first class because there are more opportunities. Because it would have created more trouble than necessary. Because the people who benefit from the information asymmetry, right, would have caused chaos in the system. All right, because a lot of you don't know that where there is this information asymmetry, where a few people benefit from more people not knowing, they'll protect that thing with their lives. And I'm not ready to die for you. I don't love you that much. I love you like small, like this, small, not like this. I love you like this. This is the love I have for you, like this. It's measured, half a teaspoon. That's what I'm willing to give. So I was only willing to say what was safe enough to say at the time. If you're not willing to go with this small thing, I'm able to say, and it's okay, I can't do more than that. I can't start just because I want to save people. Start saying everything that is supposed to be in the private conversations in the public domain. No, I'm nobody's martyr. I love life. You see how sweet and fresh I'm looking? You're supposed to see me, I love life. You understand? So I told you, get a first class, but I could not afford to say why at the time. But some people who took me up on that, you know, a lot of them, I've got a lot of testimonials like that, but Bernie is one of those people who not only decided to not drop out, but she applied herself and got a first class, right? So a lot of those people there. So I hope that And she's also a night school plus as well, so that's another plus. All right, so I hope that encourages a number of you. All right, and she was even best graduating student. Yeah, that's one thing I left out. She had to sell it in the comments. A whole BGS. She actually became the best graduating student from trying to drop out to becoming best graduating student. That was huge. That was huge. Right. So well done. All right. There we go. Okay, so I like this question. So it says, I didn't take any of these travel opportunities after BSc. So listen, when I went to school, I didn't have all this information. Everything I'm telling you now are some opportunities that even me could not take, right? I told you guys that Nigeria is losing a specific kind of elder. That is, the elder that would say, come, when I was your age, I didn't know the value of this thing. So I took it for granted because I didn't know. And because I didn't know, I missed out on this, and this opportunity. You are still eligible. Don't make the mistake I made. That's the kind of elder Nigeria is losing. We have very few of those. Most people are not self-aware. That's one. Most people are not honest to themselves. They rather die than admit that anything they did was wrong. So when they see you walking into the same pit that they themselves walked into, they say, yes, there's nothing wrong with it. They know that that thing hurts them. They will not say it because it reflects badly on them. You know, people that say, I beg, drop out of school. They are Nigerians who didn't go to school. Yeah, they made it. You know,